What is going on, you lovely people? We're here to talk about Samurai Shodown. What is going on with this game? I got some questions of my own for those of you that have mastered this already. But the main thing is, what's Nate thinking about this game? That's what I want to answer, in case you are curious. I don't think anybody's curious, but I'm going to answer the question anyway. Number one point of contention. This is the most important part of the game to me, and I need SNK to fix this. This is arcade mode. Call it arcade mode. Call it what it is. This is not a story mode. This is not like what Street Fighter V failed to do. This is not like what Mortal Kombat does. This is an arcade mode. You did it in King of Fighters 14. You're doing it here. Call it arcade, please, and thank you. Anyway, let's talk about the game itself. The gameplay, I'm still like directly in the middle. I don't know if I like it. I don't know if I don't yet. I can't tell. One of the main things that's leaning me towards I don't like this is the ridiculously slow ass movement speed. Oh, you just had to pick me. Let me check out the DLC costume. It basically makes her model look like an older version of the game, so it's like super blocky. But yeah, movement in this game, like, dashes are decently quick. They're a good speed. They feel fine. It's not like, oh, this feels too slow. But jumps and walking speed feel terrible. Jumps are super floaty. Walk speed is like... I play grapplers in a lot of games, right? You know this. Take whatever grappler you've ever played in a fighting game, think of what their walk speed is, understand that they move slower than everybody else in the cast, and then think about them moving even slower, and you have the fastest walk speed in this game. Look at this. This is ridiculous. How slow is this? It's basically useless. Like, you essentially would want to just micro dash everywhere. You don't want to, I shouldn't say micro dash, like you can cancel a dash, but you would basically want to just dash everywhere for positioning. And then the jumps, look at how floaty this is. It's ridiculous. You're in the air for 27 years. It's crazy. I didn't know we were playing this game on the moon, but apparently. So anyway, that's sticking point number one for me. Sticking point number two for me may also be a problem for you, but this is also something that might not be a problem. There are essentially no combos in this game. You can combo many characters, like, I don't know about Nakaruru because I haven't tried her at all. She does. Okay, so she has almost every character where they do have combos, a close medium button into some sort of special move will generally combo for every single character. But, like, I have yet to see any normals that link into each other, so you can't do like a light into a medium into a heavy. Let me just check. Certainly doesn't seem to be working. So yeah, like, there's no combos from a normal into another normal into another normal into a special move or anything like that. Nothing like you would find in Street Fighter. Definitely nothing close to what you would find in an anime fighting game like Under Night and Birth. So yeah, like, if you're a fan of like learning combos, figuring that aspect of the game out, you're out of luck here. Those really just don't exist. The best you're gonna get is like jump in. That's kind of like the best sort of combo that you're gonna get in general. If you like that, cool. If you don't, sorry, that sucks. You're just gonna have to deal with it. Can you? Doesn't seem to. So essentially, what you're looking at here, look at how much damage these do, right? That was one normal right there. How about our crouching? How much damage does that do? This is actually on the low side for how much damage. Can she actually special cancel that? Does not seem like it, but I forgot that was a double hit. She can't. What about this one? She cannot special cancel that either. Some characters can special cancel their heavy buttons, some can't. She appears to be the kind that cannot. There are 4 buttons, so you have light, medium, heavy, and then kick. This is kick, okay. I'm on my pad, I'm not using my stick right now, so I wasn't sure if I was pressing the right button. And each of those has a close version and a far version. You can see they're different animations. And then every character also has a dashing attack with those with those buttons as well. I don't know if this is true. I haven't tested it with every single character, but from what I have seen thus far, all the dash attacks are not special cancelable. So you can't dash up, punish something, and then go into a special move. It's just, if you want to dash up and punish with a dashing attack, that's it. So there is a combo system in the game, but it is incredibly limited. There's nothing complicated about it, unless somebody discovers something wild, which is entirely possible in fighting games. It's just what it is. So if you're a fan of learning combos and like making combo videos and whatnot, this is not the game for you. What else can I talk about while I am here? Do I really want to talk about mechanics? Not really. I mean, there's a bunch of defensive mechanics. There's a perfect just guard, so like pressing back as soon, like right before you get hit, gives you a better block than a normal block. You also get a free alpha counter off of it, which is unique. Like it doesn't cost any meter or anything. You have a dodge. Your character just kind of like, oh, I can just show you that right there. I don't really know exactly how useful that is because I'll just hold up. There's a decent amount of recovery to it, and as far as I'm aware, you can't hit anything out of it. Or like there's no buttons you can press, like you successfully dodged something right here. Now you can press this button to punish or whatever. So you're committed to this. So if they happen to throw out a normal and you dodge it, but they recover before you, you might get hit even though you successfully dodged something. There's a lot of recovery to it. So I'm not entirely sure if that's ever good to use, but it's there. There's also like a parry option. This, oops, not that. The little spin she did right there. That basically just deflects an attack, so like it'll knock them back. I believe you can get a punish off of that, but the timing is a lot stricter and it's very unsafe as well. You whiff that, you're gonna get hit, you're gonna eat a lot of damage. That's just the nature of this game. Everything carries a risk. That's the biggest thing that I think I can kind of punch home about this game, is that everything is risk-based. You're essentially guessing. It's very neutral heavy, and whoever like guesses incorrectly first, it should get blown up for it. And so if you're the kind of person that likes to play a video game or likes to play fighting games risk averse, just get like find the character that is as safe as possible and play them as safe as possible. That's not gonna work for you here. Like everything that I have seen can be punished in some fashion. So anyway, so there's just guard, there's the dodge, there's the parry. There's also, it's not really a defensive option, it kinda sorta is, because there's, oops. There's two kinds of, actually I guess there's technically three kinds of supers in this game. So that is called a disarm. What's it actually called? Let me get the proper term here. It's called a weapon flip. And so what you can see that his sword is now on the ground. So he's disarmed. He's actually at a huge disadvantage. He loses access to almost all of his normals. He can still press a button, but in general, doesn't really get to play the game. So it sucks to get hit by that. You can combo into it. Like most characters can just throw and combo into that move. And it's also cancelable. Wrong button again. You can cancel it from normals as well. So you can combo into that. And as you can see as well, it does a lot of damage. It's pretty devastating to get hit by. You also kind of sort of saw, this is the other kind of super, also does a ridiculous amount of damage. You saw how fast it is, but it's only available once per match. Not per round, per match. You can see my meter is now gone on the bottom left. It just doesn't exist anymore. I no longer have access to a lot of things. The weapon flipping technique, that's gone. It's out of here. I can't use it anymore. I don't have rage anymore, so I don't get increased damage as I'm getting hit, that kind of stuff. So you lose access to a lot of things, but it's an incredibly powerful whiff punishing tool as well, which is something to keep in mind. There are supers in the game as well. I don't know. You can use them, but you saw how much startup there was on there. They're incredibly telegraphed. As far as I can tell, you can't combo into them because of how telegraphed they are, and also from what I've been able to tell, they're not invincible. I've seen people get hit out of them a lot. So, this dude's shimmying over in the background. The stages in this game are really cool. I really enjoy the stages. But yeah, so that's kind of sort of all the mechanics, more or less. Trying to think if there's anything else I can really talk about, because I can't really, I really cannot say this is definitely a game worth playing, this is not a game worth playing. Nice that somebody's working directly next to my wall, so that gets picked up. Yeah, it's impossible to say, like, you should totally get this game or you totally shouldn't. And even if, like, somebody's like, hey, I like this, I like this, I like this, I don't like this, how do you feel about that now? I still don't know. I can't tell you. So, it's really just a factor of, like, you have to try it and see if it's for yourself. But also, again, it's a full-price $60 game. It's not really... I don't think it's worth that $60, to be honest, unless you're really into it. So yeah, I just don't know. Now that awkward moment is over, I can't believe I'd do that for them to get the point. So I wanted to talk about the dojo thing. So this is machine learning AI. If you would come up to me on the street and been like, yo, name one thing that you would want to implement in a fighting game that you haven't seen before, it would have been this. It would have been a different implementation, which I'm keeping up here. Nobody's going to steal this. I'm going to keep it for myself until I can do it myself. But it would have been machine learning based. This is different than how I would do it. What this does is it basically tracks your performance with a character. And so you can see here, it's tracked how many rounds I've played with each character, right? So obviously this is the one that I've seen the most. It's going to be terrible. That's how machine learning works. If you don't know how machine learning works, basically it's very simple. At the start, when you first make it, it's useless, it's worthless, it doesn't know anything. But as you feed it tons and tons and tons of data, it starts sucking a tiny bit less. And eventually it starts getting decently effective. Eventually. It takes a very long time. It takes a huge amount of data, but it gets there. So this is what I'm looking forward to the most, is seeing what these look like a month from now, after you can download people that have played thousands of rounds and seeing what it does. But so, like, I mean, like I said, I'm just gonna backdash at the start and just watch how the AI reacts to it. It's ridiculous, it's stupid. It doesn't know what to do. It's not like dashing forward or doing anything, it's just mashing buttons. To be fair though, to the AI, I definitely hit standing heavy far more than I should. It's not bad, to be honest, for projectiles. That hits mad high. What? But yeah, I mean, you can see that was my entire point. It's just like right now this is worthless, but as time goes on, if it learns like from your hit confirms, like, oh, I landed this move, that means I can combo into this move. This character is doing this, that means I can air to air them right now. That kind of stuff. Like, that was pretty godlike. But as far as I'm aware, they also don't block. As you can tell, like, I'm actually kind of curious if I can make them block literally anything. So far, it's a nada. No, he just rolls into it and dies. So yeah, right now this mode is as useless as a mode can be, because it just doesn't have enough information to make an effective AI to fight against. But if it's been... Oops, I think I just hit rematch. I didn't mean to do that. If this has been implemented properly, weeks, months, however long from now, if it just keeps on learning and you keep on feeding it data, it could become something worth fighting against, that you can actually learn against. You find somebody that's like, this is the top level player of this character in the world. I can fight against them. It's a really cool idea, and I really truly hope that this actually develops into something that you can truly learn from and actually fight against an effective AI that is not just based around button reading. Because that's what, like, if you go into the options and you put the CPU level up as high as it can go, that's all this game is. It's just pure input reading. You press a button, they're going to hit a faster button than you. If you try to jump, they're instantly going to air you. If you're holding down back and you don't flinch at all, they're going to throw you. That kind of stuff. Or like, the one that happened to me the most was when I was holding down back, and the second I stopped, they would throw out a sweep. Every single time. Like, button reading AI is just not enjoyable to fight against. AI in general in fighting games just isn't enjoyable to fight against, because most of the time it's about finding a flaw and exploiting that in the AI more so than actually playing the fighting game in a way that you can translate to fighting against other people at the same time. If this AI works, it could help you actually learn the game effectively and be prepared to fight people in tournament or just offline casuals, whatever. It's an amazing concept, and I really, really, really hope it goes somewhere. So this is what I'm going to be looking at the hardest as time goes on. First, though, We got the tournament at EVO a month from now. Well, I guess a month and a week from now. Which I'm really looking forward to. I want to see what this game looks like from people that are really good at it. So, anyway, like I said, if you're really interested in the game, get it, because it does seem like it's a lot of fun. But there are definitely some flaws with it. It's very different from current fighting games. If you're really into combos, you're kind of shit out of luck. But if you're just a casual fighting game fan, this is not worth $60. And it hurts me to say that, because I want SNK to succeed so much, because the better they get at making fighting games, the better King of Fighters gets. And I love King of Fighters. I love that system. But 14 didn't do it for me. 13's one of my favorite fighting games of all time. 14 didn't hit that, hit the same organ that 13 did that made me love it as much. And this game, while again it seems fun, not really my personal cup of tea, but doesn't mean it's not fun. I don't think it's worth $60. I really don't. They didn't put enough effort into it, if I'm being entirely honest. There's a lot more they could have done. But we'll see. We'll see how it develops in the future. I'm very curious about how this dojo mode is going to wind up looking later down the road. So anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see y'all next time.